it's a little bit of a different tradition.
Right. And so, I mean,
think.
Christine, our producer, is looking. She is so disappointed
She
in
just
us.
can't host then. If it's too much work, Steph, let's be honest.
But people,
if it's too much work, don't do it.
People want to host, right, Stephanie?
Apparently not.
Like we just don't. Like most of us don't. We're like, we have kids. We're lucky to pay for them to go to sports, and family is about family. So I mean, not all of us can have the extra luxuries. And God, if I had a sister like you that would pay for me to go to where you went to the wedding,
Steph, let me tell you, it is all you can eat. It's a prime rib lobster buffet.
I want to get another caller in here before we have to go to break. Thank you, Stephanie, for the call. We really appreciate it. Thanks for talking to your kids about our call topic, too. That's awesome. Charlotte in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Where do you come down on this debate?
Never in a million years would I.
Hey, friends, welcome to Lines Live on the Forever Lines Network, the only network built by the players through the fans, on a nice cold Wednesday evening here in State College at the Magnum Broadcasting Studios. My name's Skip Robelvis. Thank you for joining us. We're expecting the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, and Jacoby's role, and big dude Stephen Davis here on a little bit later. And just giving a recap of Penn State's play here with the past weekend, and talking about our picks and bowls coming up and playoffs and lots of things coming here tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun as usual. I'm having more fun than I should be allowed to have here, and just waiting for these guys to jump on here with me. But in the meantime, I can keep talking about some of our games coming up here. We're going to have some picks on here tonight. Football season seems to get a lot longer each and every year. Back when I was at Penn State, we had like 11 games, and then if we're fortunate enough to get to a bowl, that was about it. So just a lot of changes. Now these guys are up here to week 14 already. Now we're facing playoffs and stuff, and I think it's probably going to end up getting expanded in the time to come here, because kind of hard to pick out teams to play for bowl games. It's tough to tell what team's going to show up on any given Saturday, because looking even at the way things shook out here this past weekend at Penn State, I was surprised. I was thinking that the team at Maryland would have showed up that played Ohio State, and I thought we'd have been in trouble. But I had somebody mention to me that maybe they were just spent. So on any given Saturday, you just don't know sometimes here. So glad for the win, of course. So this weekend here, Friday, starting off, we have Northern Illinois and Buffalo, and then Utah and Washington. A couple games going on here earlier in the weekend. And then Saturday is a busy day with a bunch of games coming up. Earlier kickoffs with Texas and Oklahoma, and Drake and Iowa State, Louisiana, Appalachian State, East Carolina, NC State, Akron, and South Carolina. Surprised these games being played. This 14 games already into the season already here. But again, we have Marshall and Virginia Tech, UAB in Middle Tennessee, and Norfolk State and Liberty, and Stanford and California, Memphis and UCF, Alabama and Georgia. Of course, that'll be the big game here. Everybody's going to be watching for to see who's going to be probably playing in the national championships here for that one. We got a Fresno State and Boise State, and I guess that's just a big rivalry type game for them. And of course, we have Clemson and Pitt actually playing here in the ACC, so that'll be actually a good game. We have Northwestern and Ohio State, of course, making the Big Ten matchup here, prime time here on Saturday night. So some of the games coming up here, we're looking forward to being able to talk to you about and give our picks. And it's amazing how our picks have kind of wind out here this year. It's going to be fun here when we do the bowl game picks as well. So I'll be coming up with that, and we'll be going over that here. This past week was kind of a surprise and shake up, and the way the rankings came out with our picks. But we'll touch on that as well here. So again, should be a fun-filled night. Expecting Jimmy to give us a call here any second. And big dude Stefan, he's called me this morning, told me he's tied up a little bit, but actually at a ball game, he's a college administrator, so he's busy here throughout the week, and he is going to his respective schools ball game here tonight, so he'll be calling in here shortly as well. And Yakov, well, you just don't know when he's going to call, but we expect him to. So a busy time here as usual, but it's going to be interesting to see how these playoffs shake out here with us, because definitely, definitely going to be tough for anybody to beat Alabama the way I see it. And of course, we picked our picks national championship wise, Big Ten champions and things too. We can revisit that as well. Myself, I picked Alabama to go all the way again this year, and it seems like they're well on track to do that. They just have a machine there; it just doesn't want to stop. So that's the way they're looking. And I actually picked Ohio State to get it this year too, and it seems like that's going to end up happening as well. They're playing Northwestern here in that playoff, so lots happening here with football as well. Excuse me. So, and looks like Jimmy's deciding to give us a call in here. Jimmy, glad you could make it in here tonight, buddy.
I was hitting you guys up, checking in.
All right.
I'm over here at my son's first basketball game.
Oh yeah.
I'm over here watching this squad real quick.
Oh, no kidding. So
how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh man, every day's a holiday and every meal's a feast, buddy.
Of course.
So I'm thankful for each and every day, but uneventful for me, man. Just kind of used to do everything for my family for this, but my mom's not here and dad didn't want anything, so we just kind of just kicked back, and then didn't even do a turkey. Went with my aunt over to one of the local farms here and stuff, and had a little something there. So uneventful, man. Uneventful this year. How about you guys?
No, that's cool, man. Best. We enjoyed ourselves. Went up to my friends, just hung out at the house out there.
All right.
Cooked up a lot of food, got my gobble on. It was a great time. I enjoyed ourselves.
I saw your text coming in about the gobble. That's awesome.
No gobble. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Hey, what do you think about this game this past weekend, man? I didn't know what team was going to show up this weekend. It seems like a flip flop and roll reversal.
No, you know what? It's like I said, I think it's just once we always, I think we rise to the occasion when we play the lesser talent. But with that being said, I know it was a lot of the Seas last game in Beaver Stadium, so I actually knew they was going to come out ready to play, given the situation. There was a lot of, like I said, a lot of them missed their last home game, so I was expecting to come out. I was expecting to come out and play even better than what they did.
Really? Wow, man! They turned the heat up, 38-3. What a score! I didn't expect that. I'm Jimmy. I'm not getting it. We're doing our picks and stuff. We'll get to that. That was a shakeup that took place with that too. I'm not getting it because here we are. We see, we play Michigan and they whopped us good, man. I mean, we got it handed to us, okay. And I'm thinking, okay, Michigan should beat Ohio State. If they played Ohio State the way they played us, I figured they're going to win. We all picked them, and it's like a different team showed up. And then here's
what it is. Here's what the thing is. We just have to accept the fact that we bought into the redemption tour thing, and we thought Michigan was going to fight, and they had something to prove. We was never talking. Think about it. Week after week after us, I don't think 1 week we actually picked Ohio State to lose.
Well, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So what happens is, Ohio State, we acknowledged that they were getting better, but we understood that Michigan had something to play for. They had an extra oomph that they wanted to do. But then also keep in mind that they started the whole revenge tour thing, and they went public with it, and so on. Everyone was talking about it. Those are the things that you keep in health, and you just go out there and you get the job done. They put it out there, and you got to keep in mind with a talented team like Ohio State, they was looking at it saying, all right, well, you knock this team off. Okay, that team off. Okay, that team off. All right, here, you come and knock another team off. Now you coming to us. And they're over there like, all right, we're going to break this.
Yeah.
So I believe that they gave, not only, like I said, did we not, every one of us picked Ohio State every week after Penn State, but we also, I think Michigan gave Ohio State the ammo that they needed. Because guess what Ohio State did? They probably looked at all these games, all the film of Michigan going up there killing people, and they was just like, hold on, not us.
They dissected it. Yeah, they dissected that, man, and they put it to them. I was so surprised. And here I'm thinking, too, that the Maryland that gave Ohio State the run, I thought we're going to be in trouble, man, because Ohio State played us tough. And if we played like we'd played in weeks before, I'm thinking, man, this could be ugly. The other way, and here it again.
Yeah, but it goes back to what we were talking about, though, Skip. Like I said, none of us picked Ohio State to lose, since Penn State. And none of us was really picking Maryland to win. Think about it.
I actually picked Maryland, buddy, because I thought if they're going to play like they played Ohio State, we're in trouble. And I thought.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm just saying, like, after the Penn State Ohio State game, going forward, everyone else picked Ohio State. They picked Ohio State to win each week.
Yeah.
We can't say that we consistently picked Maryland to win each game that they was playing, even after playing Ohio State tough. You didn't know what team was going to show up and so on. And then Maryland, it's the big team. We talk about it week after week that our conference is a black and blue conference. We beat each other up, and then one of us, no matter what team it is, for the most part, our top tier teams go out and represent the Big Ten. Any year going forward and in the past, Wisconsin, you could pick to win the national championship. Ohio State, you could pick to win, compete for a national championship.
Yeah.
Michigan, they on the rise. You could pick them in the next couple of years and so on to compete for a national championship. Penn State, you could pick them in the next couple of years and so on to compete for a national state.
Yeah, Michigan. All the teams in the Big Ten, man, are up and coming.
I think Michigan State is up and coming, but I don't see them being, like a top tier squad. But I think they're always
10 team though. I could see them ranking in the top 10.
Yeah, I could definitely see them ranking in the top 10, but then I also could see, given like 3 years from now, Nebraska's going to be a force to reckon with. With Scott Frost.
Very much so.
Yeah, so it's like, come on now.
Yeah, you got to turn it up, man. It's to play in this conference. It's definitely I think it's the toughest conference in college football.
No, totally, by far.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most balanced.
Yeah,
we complain week in, week out about Penn State because Penn State wasn't playing balanced football, run, pass, defense and so on. They were strictly just playing, what is it, SEC ball, just throw the ball up like we was, Oregon or something.
Right.
And that's not how we play the game.
Well, we don't want to be playing it that way. Looking at even at this game with Maryland, Maryland beat us in time of possession too. Crazy enough, man. They had the ball more than we did.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Oh, we still have our struggles.
Yeah.
What do you think about? I mean, I talked to a few players and stuff. Obviously, I can't leak the information that I found out and stuff like that. But I talked to a few players and they were talking about bowl games, bowl positions, and so on. What you think? Where do you think we'll end up?
Man, it's a tough call. I mean, I like the Fiesta Bowl myself, but I'm sure we'll get a nice bowl game, man. We're gonna play anybody. We're gonna play them tough. Don't matter who they bring. We're gonna have a great game. I think we're gonna have a great game. These guys I look forward to working hard for a bowl. It's the highlight of the season, especially for the seniors. Doesn't matter where we go. We're gonna play somebody tough. It's gonna be a great game.
No, I agree.
Games go. I mean, I couldn't tell you who could wind up playing, but it's you just don't know with these bowl selections. Look, we travel well, so we are attractive to any bowl committee out there. They're going to say, "Look, Penn State brings it as far as fans," and we do. And again, we're attractive to anybody out there who wants to have us. So you hear rumblings about different places. A lot of guys talking one of the bowls in Florida, but I still think Fiesta is a nice place to go out there. We're out there near you, Jimmy.
Yeah, the players they narrate. I mean, they don't want to come out here.
Oh.
But well, you know what? It's not even just that. It's just I know between last year when they were out here, a lot of guys are just saying, they just want to experience stuff. And even earlier in the year when it looked like they was saying, when they took the first loss, they were thinking, we probably end up in the Fiesta Bowl and so on. And most of those guys, I mean, they enjoy themselves, but most of them, you know, like for example, like when I was there, you know, we did the Alamo Bowl twice.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, no, we did the Alamo Bowl and the Outback Bowl twice.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, it was like, all right, let's go do something else. Let's go experience something else.
I hear you. I get that. Okay, I get that. I haven't been out to Tempe for over 30-some years since I was there at Fiesta Bowl, buddy. So,
but guess what? They was here last year.
I know they want to do that again. I like Sun Devil Stadium, man. I like. They played at Glendale or they at Sun Devil Stadium?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Glendale.
Oh, that's nice.
Cardinal Stadium. Literally about 5 minutes away from me.
Oh yeah, that's. I've never been to that stadium, but now I know he's radically changed over the past few years. I guess they put a canal, irrigated it down through there, and just changed up.
Yeah, a lot of water, a lot of green. It's beautiful out there.
Wow.
Arizona itself is just a beautiful place.
It is. Even this is a wonderful time of year for you now. I know you'll be rubbing it out there saying, "Oh, I'm in my shorts and t-shirts."
75, nice and cool.
Man,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's a little chilly back here at State College, but we already had the snow. Not all of us melted yet, believe it or not. So, but it's really weird here, Jimmy, because sometimes, you know, I remember as a kid growing up, Thanksgiving's being like 70 degrees, be outside playing ball, you know?
Yeah. Those days.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Some snowball.
Yeah. I always love playing in the snow backyard stuff, man.
Yeah. I'm far from it. I cringe just thinking about snow.
So I guess you wouldn't like to go to the Pinstripe, right?
No.
You're coming back for that one, right? Yeah, back in your hometown for that one. I don't think you better stay out your way. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna wind up one of the games in Florida. I'm guessing Citrus, Outback, one of them. Be my guess.
Yeah.
So those
will be cool.
We'll see. But
no matter where they go, it'll be cool. It's still a cool experience.
Yeah, I just wonder who we're going to be playing. It's going to be interesting to, you know, there's good teams out there this year. I mean, even Syracuse this year, you know, these teams. Yeah. Now here we got, you know, we'll get to our picks. You know, we got Clemson and Pitt playing this weekend. Pitt can try to make a name for itself, trying to knock off Clemson. I mean, who knows? You just don't know on any Saturday. This year, it's been it's been a tough to pick this year. I'll tell you, these guys out there, they've been throwing wrenches in my picks each week, it seems.
Oh, yeah. Each week they've been killing us. Huh? What's the standard? Where we stand at?
Well, let me hit on that here. Right now, as it stands, this past week here, you missed 4 of them, buddy. You got 3 and 4.
I couldn't be the only one, though.
No. I missed 3 also. So you and I were the leaders in the losses. But actually, no, you're at 4. I had 3. Yeah, no, you had the most bad picks, buddy, this week. So, but it really changed our standings around. It's interesting. You got Michigan State, Northwestern, and Penn State. But Wisconsin, Indiana, Nebraska, Michigan, you missed them all on them. And I was with you with Wisconsin, but I knew Purdue would pull out that win there, and I picked Iowa over Nebraska, which I figured happened. Michigan threw, you know, again, they just didn't show up. So, and Maryland, I don't think showed up so I was wrong with Penn State. Well, I'm glad to be wrong with that. I just, you know, again, you look at how these teams. I really try to look at this objectively each week. I want Penn State to win, but when I get Maryland, you know, play Ohio State, and then I looked at the way we played. I thought we played Rutgers really flat, you know, and I thought, man, that's not good. We could be in some trouble. So that's why I picked a close game. So I was just totally wrong. Just like 2 different teams showed up, you know. So it puts us here with these standings. As far as the regular season goes in the Big Ten, the big dude is on top with 74 and 29. I'm in at 73-30. And you and Yakov are actually tied. 72.
Oh, man.
We're all within like 1 to 2. No, it's all within 1 or 2. I mean, I'm within 1 of 2.
Not me and Yakov, Jesus.
I was just surprised that Yakov picked as well as he did last week, man. So
that guy.
He's actually, I think, is that Yakov? Is that Yakov or that's Stefan chiming in?
Hey,
we're just talking about you, buddy.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Do we make some adjustments in the rankings? Or how look. I told you he was listening.
He was listening. That's what it was. He just waited. You just waited, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been climbing for a couple weeks in a row, and I feel like I haven't. All right, we tied in third, Cole. We tied in third place right now. Ah, there we go.
Jacob, you did great last week.
What else is looking like?
Hey man, you led us all last week. You only missed 2 of them last week, buddy.
Who's that?
You missed Wisconsin and Michigan. You picked all the others right. Jimmy missed 4 of them. I missed 3. Big Dude missed 2. So, right now, Big Dude's got the lead at 74-29. I'm 73-30, and you and Jimmy are at 72-31, man. I mean, that's a close race as far as the season.
Well, within 1 game now, 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, we'll just think it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna win it though, Cole. Watch. I'm liking that right there. All right.
Jimmy, if you just had 2 more right, you'd have been tied for first.
So now who, me? Playoffs.
Oh, well, we got the playoff this week. We got Northwestern Ohio State.
Wow.
Does anybody want to gamble and go with the Northwestern? I'm not doing that one. I'm picking Ohio State. That one.
Yeah, they got Michigan. I mean, I think they're ready to go.
Yeah, DJ picked that one too. He texted me, so he's going to Ohio State in that one. Yeah, I can't see Northwestern knocking them off. I mean, it'd be just like them to do it, just to throw a wrench in our picks. But
yeah.
But here we are in hey, 14 weeks. I was talking about that earlier before he came on to me. When we played ball, man, we played 11 games, and then we had a ball. And these guys up down 14 weeks of ball, man.
Wow.
More ball, a lot more ball. And then I ain't got to end either, because then they got either a bowl game or another playoff, or possibly 2 games yet. So that's almost like an NFL season.
Well, okay, need to start getting some benefits now. All them extra games.
Yeah,
that's wearing and tearing. That's wearing and tearing.
I mean, that's another 4 or 5 games in a season.
We
that's
need
a long
some benefits.
Say that again.
We need some. We need that stipend to be a long-term care benefit for the players.
Hey man, that sounds like something worth.
I would like to see.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because when you think about it, the money that we would get in college, or Pell Grant type, anything like that, you know how the NCAA has this disbursements, all this. The kids aren't really using that money, to help, benefit them down the road. It's more so, right today what they can get. But, I mean, I feel like that money could maybe be a better use if it was just put somewhere aside, and then they could use it for their backs and their knees and their hips and all that when they get older. I don't know what you guys think.
That's a good thought. I just wonder how you do that. Because I look back at my life, if it was myself in college football, when I was at Penn State, of all stupid things, I kicked off. There was those old red kickoff tees, right? And they would roll around if you'd bump it. And I snapped my ankle on it. It rolled out in front of me. I hopped down on it, kabang! I want my ankle out. I didn't break it. Then it was just a really bad sprain. Years later, I mean, I'm talking years and years later, I had to have ankle surgery, man. And I wasn't in school when I had it, but it was because what happened was the calcium built up all around the injury. And anytime I turned my ankle out or put my weight on it, that it would pinch. It was like a spur that grew in there. So they had to dig it out. So old Dr. Cox did that surgery. I mean, and he taught old Dr. Roshot how to do it here in State College. So I had it done then, and been good since, man. It put me back together good. But yeah, I mean, I could see something like that, Jacob. That makes some sense.
I mean, I'm just thinking about, because it just seems like they're adding more games, they're adding more, and I'm sure Greg, you know, you played how many years did you play total? Would you say? Good. Yeah, and the pros are. Yeah, just the pros, college. Man. Well, bro, let's just say 20. Let's just say that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, hey, that's a lot of years of,
takes a toll on the body, man.
Well, you know, like I said before, I know in previous shows we talked about that. It's not, like I understand that the paying the players a little bit amount, a small amount, but it goes back to what Skip said, you know, not everyone leaves, you know, college and go off and look at turn 12 and so on. I think the colleges need to be held accountable for the injuries and stuff that players will have later on in the future. The same way that, and I'm not just speaking in terms of CTE and stuff like that, but, you know, players that's on scholarship and different stuff, you know, like my teams and so on. Like those guys, you know, they're able to look back and say, hey, NFL, I hurt my back. You know, and go to workers' comp and get some stuff and have, you know, and apply for, you know, some kind of assistance to help them for these surgeries. But what about those guys who had, you know, just amazing, you know, All-American, you know, caliber careers and so on, but it just didn't work out at the pro level, and they never probably didn't get a shot or whatever, and then now knees and shoulders and ankles and so on and bother them. Exactly. The NFL, I mean, with colleges make so much money off of that. You put up new buildings and so on, but who's holding them accountable for those injuries? Why is it just the NFL? You know, which I understand NFL is the money, but why wouldn't the colleges say collectively each year put certain amount of money? And I'm not saying it would be something crazy, because I know they make millions and stuff like that, but why can't they say, you know what, every college in America put $1 million in a fund for the former, a year or so for the former players, you know, who, you know, like a reimbursement fund or something like that.
Right. Well,
they got to do that.
Well, Jimmy, you know, it could actually be, they could actually just buy an insurance or an investment policy on it. And what you can do is, see, you have a network of college universities and medical places around the country, right? It's kind of like it'd be like the VA with the military. You know, it's like with the VA, the military. You know, as a military guy, you can go to any local VA hospital. You know, as a former NFL or college football athlete, regardless of the sport, you were there, you made the roster, you contributed. Mm-hmm. All right, so you know, if you have an injury or something that surfaces later, or something that, you know, as a result of your time there can be shown that it's related to you participating in that sport, they can go and make a claim on that benefit policy. In the meantime, while they pay on that policy would be growing and making more money. So then when if they do have a major claim with somebody, then the money's all there, you know, and they can just do something like that too. I mean, there's lots of ways they could do this. The fact of the matter is they won't do it. They just they won't. It's all about the money. And I only can say what I do know here about Penn State. And I have to say, I love my football family. I love the former players, coaches. I consider that my football family. Penn State as an institution has done nothing but hold its hand out to all of us after we left Penn State. And they do nothing for us whatsoever. In fact, we can't even get a water fountain in our Letterman Lounge. Yet, Penn State, the president, Barron, can skate it through without having to get it through the trustees by spending over a period of a few years over $10 million for his own private elevator to be built at the stadium to take him up to his own private lounge for the games. We have something seriously and radically wrong here at Penn State when that type of nonsense goes on. So I can't encourage anybody to give to Penn State. I really can't, because that type of frivolous, nonsensical type spending to take place at Penn State, they're not good stewards of anything. And if you got a guy who's running a place like this, who's a sham and scamming fool like that, there's no way I didn't tell anybody to give a red cent to Penn State. If you love the athletes, if you love the players, you love the sports, give to the respected clubs. Don't give to Penn State. They may hate me for that. I don't care. Until they fix it and get that joker out of here who does that type of nonsense, who's not only taking care of himself and not taking care of the people who make him that place to be able to come to and even watch a game, we got a serious problem.
Yeah, I totally agree with
my
you.
name is Skip Drivebus, and I approve this message.
Yeah, I mean, it's
come on, man.
You know, it's definitely that pot has to get stirred up a little bit. I mean, they got to, they got to realize that the players is, we've been, bodies. It's a lot of evidence. I mean, it's not just there's helmet issues. There's concussions. I mean, it's a lot of evidence that the people are banged up. I mean,
they
told
you got it.
They told me. I didn't mean to jump in, but they told me when I was in high school, they told me it was 100% guaranteed that I would have some form of injury playing at the Big Ten level football. I don't know if you guys ever got that, but they told me that I was about guaranteed to have some form of injury playing at that level. So I mean, it's a lot of statistics, proving that this is worth looking into.
Hey,
you know what I mean? It's worth looking into.
How many of our friends that I have friends who played on national championship teams and 82 and 86 who their own kids, they don't have them playing playing football. They have them playing doing other sports, so a lot, that says a lot, because we have generational families of athletes coming through Penn State. And I know guys who are academic All-Americans win a national, and they're having their kids play other sports. So there's definitely something, but something's got to be done. And this type of frivolous type spending stuff is just, it's gone way out of hand. I mean, I went to the dinner on Sunday they had for the seniors, and not all that many of them came out, which I don't blame. It's probably the first Saturday night they had off in like probably 15, 16 weeks. So a lot of guys slept in. But now, do you think Penn State gives them anything at all? No, our Letterman Club paid for the catered meal. And I personally, slipped each guy a $10 gift card for Chick-fil-A, So, I mean, but what are we doing? What are they giving back? They don't give anything. They give nothing. They exploit the athlete while they're there for millions of dollars. And let's face it, when they want the guys to come back so they can try to say, hey, so-and-so is back this week to try to get the ticket sales up. And they do all of that, and they keep holding their hand out when you put money.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but what are they giving back, man? We can't even get a water fountain. We got to buy our bottled water. We got to pay for canned soda, and we run a deficit of over $6,000 a year because we have to go with Penn State catering for their lousy food for a halftime meal. Come on, man. I mean, enough is enough is enough. And until we start talking about it, we can't fix till we start talking about it. I'm the bad guy because I say this stuff, but I'm not. Hey, they can hate me. I'd rather shame them into doing what's right, so something right gets done by all of us than it does to just go on doing the same old thing that everybody else has been doing and just not putting their head down and just saying, oh well, that's the way it is, because nothing can get fixed if we do that.
So yeah, we'll have to.
We just gotta keep stirring the pot, man. We gotta keep that thing. Yeah, keep the iron in the fire, man. Gotta keep stoking the coals on them. We're getting guys. We're getting guys on trustees. We're getting guys in there. We got Brandon Shore. We got guys like that now. Now, hopefully, they don't get stifled by all these other guys that are in there who are just part of the same problem, who just go along to get along. We can't have any of that anymore, man. We got to have accountability. We got to start taking care of our people, and I'm not talking football. Listen, there's all types of other sports up here. It doesn't matter if you're playing field hockey, volleyball, wrestling, you name it. You're playing a sport, you're making Penn State money, playing basketball, whatever. You're making Penn State money. All right. People are coming here because of this athletics and how we're known for that. They're buying tickets to come to these games. They got to start taking care of the athletes. It just has to happen. There's got to be something given back here in some way or another that can help the people in the future should they have any issues come up. Not everybody's going to have one. It may not happen till 30, 40 years from now. And all of a sudden, oh man, that knee all of a sudden that they got blown out back then comes back to the point they got to get a surgery, get it replaced, or a hip or whatever it could be, But you're right, Yakov. You know, something needs to be done about this, and if you know, millions, they need to.
Yeah. I mean, with them extra games, they'll have to consider something at some point. I mean, that's a lot of extra games. So.
Well, it's just not just to guess. You look at the extra TV money. The TV money's there. Okay, the money from the apparel. I mean, this is multi-millions of dollars, man. I mean, ticket sales and everything else. I mean, you know, a lot's got to get. There's some things that need to change, and you know, I think it's about time for people to start giving something back. And so, I'm not encouraging anybody to give to Penn State. I'm encouraging to support the athletes in their respective clubs. They're all responsible and have been good stewards. That's my 2 cents worth on all that. Jimmy, you really brought that one up there. But hey, it needs to be talked about. You know, we got to talk about it.
So what else we got over there? What else we got?
I'll tell you what we got, and we can't take all night to do it, but we have week 14 picks. So we're going to go down through. We're going to do week 14. Now this isn't going to. We already did the Big Ten pick, okay, with the Ohio State, and everybody's in for that. So I don't see our standings now. We get into our playoff picks. This should be fun as we get into the playoffs and then into the bowls. So we'll race down through these quick. I'll type in what everybody has here, and we'll see how we fare with these. Because this one here, you got to shoot from the hip a little bit if you've been following some of the seasons. So first one we got is Northern Illinois and Buffalo.
Wait a minute. Northern Illinois.
Yeah, but you can't be doing research now while we're doing it, man. You gotta make.
Wait a minute. Let me just ask this though. When did they do the bowls? Was that tonight? Was that last night?
No, that'll be in another week or so. That's coming up later. We'll have a show after we get the bowls picked. Before the bowls start, we'll do another show. We'll take a week off here, you know, a week or two off here. Once the bowls are picked and right before the bowls start, we could do our.
Oh, I got you.
Then after the bowls, we could do like a summary of the season and go over that, and we'll wrap that up.
Yeah,
a couple more shows.
I'm with you. Yeah. So that's good. I wouldn't. Yeah. So one of the shows will be mainly just bowl games.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll have to announce that too, Skip. I like that because I think some people like to hear about what's going on in other places too. So I think that'll be a good
14. So what I'll do next week, because I figured we could take off a week or two. You could text me and I'll plug in all the picks, and then right before the bowls start, we'll have like a big bowl pick program. You know, we'll go through and we'll pick all the bowls, do our picks. All right, and after the bowls are over, we get the summary. We'll get over the summary of all the seasons, talk who won a national championship, I'll give a little prognosis for next year, what we could see. So that way we can take a little break here. Man, we've been going 14 weeks solid, guys. So, you know, we'll take a little break here and we'll come back. And I love you all, and it's a lot of fun, but man, I got things to do too, man. I got to make a race run on down south here and check what's happening in my house. You know, I feel like So let's get on with these. I'll have to get with Stefan because he was supposed to join us. I guess he's tied up at that ball game yet. And but here we go.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois and Buffalo.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. All right, who we got?
Northern Illinois and Buffalo.
I'm going. Let's go. Oh, good. I'm going Buffalo.
I did too, Jimmy. That's what I got.
I'm going Buffalo.
What do you got, Yakov?
Buffalo. Let me look a little bit.
Come on, don't you?
Stat guy. Stat guy. He's trying to get to the top. Buffalo first in the match. He's trying to get to the top. Wait a minute.
We can't be doing this for all these, man. We got to get some picks. We got a bunch of games.
All right, hold on. I got you. Let me just get my stuff together one time. Buffalo. First in the match. Okay, I got you right here. Okay. I'm going to go with Buffalo.
Okay. What do you have, Alexa, on mute? All right.
Actually, that was my Chicago too. That was my Chicago team.
Hey, we got Utah and Washington. I'm picking Washington in this one.
Yeah, Utah, Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Washington on that one. Where's that game at?
It's at Washington.
Is that Washington, right?
Yeah.
It's the last one of the season, right?
Yes.
Before the bowl.
It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. I'm going.
Oh,
Utah's gonna be tough. You see who Manny Bowen just went to Utah, huh?
Yeah.
Where's that one at?
You see that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Skip, did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Manny Bowen. He finishes up. He just graduated, and next semester he'll be with Utah.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah. I'm excited for him. I told you I know a lot of stuff that I can't speak on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Before the silence.
he'll be with Utah.
Who was that?
Manny Bowen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The linebacker, yeah. He'll be there.
From where?
Utah, man.
From Penn State. He's going to Utah.
Transfer, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a big
move, man. It's a big move.
It's a big move. Definitely a big move.
I'm still going with Washington though.
I
help out with a few D linemen there that I picked up last year when Penn State beat them. A few of them come out to spend a couple of weeks with me in Arizona. Actually, if you look up if you guys ever get a chance to look at it, if you ever get a chance to look at it, Cole, you would know John Brunson's brother is a defensive tackle. He replaced the big nose guard that left and went to the pros last year. The Peanut, whatever. Yeah. Brunson's brother replaced the guy that went to Tampa, the first round draft pick, the Hawaiian nose guard.
Oh wow!
So Brunson's brother Josiah Brunson is number 90. He's there.
Oh wow!
Yep. So he always comes out to Arizona. He's going to Washington.
Oh, that's when he's coming out of Washington.
Yeah, he transfers from Temple. He transfers from Temple to Washington, so he's a D lineman out there.
Wow.
Wow.
That's good. That's good. Hey, next we got them hooking horns with the Texas, Oklahoma.
Oh, that's gonna be a good battle. Oh,
yeah. I got Oklahoma in this one.
I'm going Oklahoma.
Oh yeah. They're playing good ball too. Yep.
Yeah,
but
you going along?
Yeah, I'm with Oklahoma.
Okay. Hey, then this one. Then we got Drake versus Iowa State. I got Iowa State on that one.
I'm going Iowa State.
Yep.
Oh man. You said.
Yeah, Drake and Iowa.
Yeah, I gotta go Iowa State.
Yeah, I never heard.
I gotta go Iowa State.
Forget that. Hey, now here's we got Louisiana and Appalachian State.
Say it again, Snap. What we got?
Louisiana and Appalachian State.
I'm going App State.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
you said Louisiana?
Yeah.
Louisiana by itself? Not Louisiana Tech?
No, Louisiana.
Oh. The Lafayette one? Lafayette, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Yeah. Let me go App State. I'm gonna go App State.
Okay. I won't spend a lot of time. The Cajuns. You know, the Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you now. Yes, the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, you know. All right. But they ain't gonna be good enough for Appalachian State. Appalachian State's
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. We got East Carolina and North Carolina.
I'm going NC, baby.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Hey, did Carolina just get what's his name? Mac Brown as a coach?
I don't know.
Did you guys see that?
No.
Mac Brown came out of retirement. I think he's going to Carolina.
No kidding.
Yeah. They got Mac Brown going for it. Old Texas Bulldogs.
Wow.
Oh. So you said East Carolina?
East Carolina and North Carolina. Yeah, NC State. You got to go next. Come on, you Cove.
North Carolina, but East Carolina's 1-3. Wait.
They don't play good ball down there yet, man. I mean,
no, I want North Carolina. Come on, you got to think about this. I'm about to say it got to be. Come on, it's an in-state rival.
Yeah.
You already know North Carolina got it. They lose that. It's North Carolina.
I mean, that's embarrassing.
What you want? What's your card?
Hey, we got Akron and South Carolina. That's a no-brainer too, I figure.
I'm going. You said Akron and South Carolina?
Yeah. Akron and the Gamecocks. That's a no-brainer, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys go Gamecocks.
Oh yeah.
On that one.
You in that one? You cover with that?
Yep.
Okay. And then we got Marshall and Virginia Tech.
That should be a good one. It's going to be at Virginia Tech too. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any of them this year.
Virginia Tech.
They had a ball club.
Yeah, I'm picking Virginia Tech on that.
I'm going to go Virginia Tech just because I don't know what Marshall. I don't think I watched Marshall since Lethbridge. Byron Lethbridge you carried.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
I thought they had a team. I watched the movie a couple of weeks ago, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what you're going to do.
I'm not even going with them because I don't like the fact that they use "we are" Marshall. Chill out.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick them and lose just for the "we are."
Yeah, there you go. Hey, what do you got? What do you got, Cove? You got Virginia Tech?
Yep, I'll go with Virginia Tech.
All right, we got UAB in Middle Tennessee.
I'm going UAB.
Yep. I'm with you there.
Wow, I can't even.
Woo! Yeah, you can't ask Siri faster though. Siri!
Wait a minute. Wait, who's at home?
Middle Tennessee's home, but they're playing UAB.
The second team he mentioned is always the home team.
I want Middle Tennessee.
Are you serious? Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It sounds like fourth place to me.
I want this game on record, because this might be my chance.
Okay.
This ain't your chance.
This might be my chance right here.
Your chance.
Okay.
Hey, they're 5-0
at the bottom.
5-0.
You trying to shoot for third place? Third place, huh?
Hey, I'm trying to secure that.
Oh, you got that. You should have went to Illinois.
Look, though, the only thing with me, though, is once I get it, I'm not going to give it away, though. That's all.
What, the third place spot? You can have that.
First place. Hey, once I get the first, I'm not coming back to third. I'm not coming back.
Oh, man. Okay.
But you never going to get the first.
It's going to be hard to do.
Hey, I still got a couple more weeks. Why are we all rushing?
Okay.
Hey, you know how volatile it is. You know how volatile through the season.
All right, Mr. Picks.
Hey, I just got to turn it on at the right time.
All right, well, turn it on with this one. Turn it on with this one. Turn it on with this one. Norfolk State and Liberty. Yeah, Mr. Picks. Let's go Norfolk State.
Wow.
Here's your chance. Pick one now.
I'm not picking Liberty.
Aren't you? I am. I'm picking Liberty.
And they play who? Norfolk State.
Liberty.
They're playing Norfolk State.
Well, what is Norfolk State?
Well, listen. I'm not trying to help. I'm not helping you pick, man. All right. I'm just picking Liberty because I watched them play.
I'm going Liberty.
Yeah, I watched them play earlier.
I don't even know the other name
too.
You said North.
Norfolk.
I think it's Virginia, right?
Yeah, Norfolk State. Norfok. Norfolk State at Liberty.
Where Bruce Branch is from. VA.
Norfolk. Okay.
Norfolk.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Liberty.
Hey, Jimmy, he just listens to us, and then he's like, "Oh, okay." You know?
I'm gonna go with Liberty.
All right, okay.
Hey,
here we got Stanford and California.
Hey, I can take a first.
Stanford, California.
That's gonna be a good one.
That'll be a good one. I'm going to Stanford myself. I got.
Stanford.
Stanford did. They got the big oak trees out there for linemen, man. They got good sized guys on offense, and they can run the ball.
Well, that is a good point.
They always got big guys up front.
You said Stanford, right?
Stanford and California.
Mm-hmm.
Rivalry.
California,
Cal.
Ah,
you know, it's that school where our AD ran into the ground economically. That's why.
Stanford.
Cal.
All right.
Cal. She ran Cal to the ground, man. She ran Cal to the ground. Here.
Oh, I see right there, Stanford and Cal. Okay, I want Stanford.
Okay, gotcha. Jimmy, you're.
Yeah, I'm going Stanford.
Yeah, I figured so. And we got Memphis and UCF.
I'm going UCF.
Yep, I'm with you there, buddy. Yeah, these picks all that hard, man. I mean, I don't see them being that hard.
What you got, Skip?
I want UCF. I see UCF. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, is that it's not that it's hard. It's just that maybe this season the underdog's been pulling it off.
Well, it has been. I mean, we really got upside down this last week in the.
That is true. It has been some upset there, especially it has been Purdue. I think upset Northwestern. I mean, I don't think anybody predicted Northwestern to win the West. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that.
You're right. And you know what? Let me say this real quick here because I forgot to here a couple seconds ago. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to WBLF on AM 970 and 106.3 on the Magnum Broadcasting Stations here. That's our station ID. So again, we thank you for joining us here on Lines Live on the Forever Lines Network. We got Jimmy Kennedy, the Grizz, and you got the Covies. My name's Skip Drywall. This big dude's out watching some ball tonight. Well, hopefully he'll catch in here yet, maybe. But right now it looks like we have to have him teleport our email his picks in. So we're doing some picks here. We got Memphis and UCF. Jimmy and I are at UCF, and I take.
Yeah, I want UCF. I want UCF. Right. Yeah, you looked up that record, didn't you? Huh?
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
Now, I know you looked that record up.
Hey, we got that
record.
Fresno State and Boise. It's Boise State.
I'm on Boise.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jimmy. Again, that's just
okay. I'm with that.
Okay. And now this actually, I think, can be a good game, and it's actually going to be at Pittsburgh. I think it's at Pittsburgh, unless they changed it. That's Clemson at Pittsburgh. You see where that's at one? Let me see where that one's at. Clemson, Pittsburgh. Tickets. Oh no, that's at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte.
Wait. That was a bold projection, I thought.
No. It's the ACC playoffs.
Oh no, you're right. That's
ACC
right.
Playoffs.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
There's tickets as low. Yeah, there's tickets as low as $22 right now. You want to head off to that one down there in Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So who we got up now, Skip?
We got Clemson and Pittsburgh.
That's gonna be a good one. But I'm going Clemson. Clemson. I'm going Clemson.
Yeah, as much as I'd like to see.
They say rival. I ain't riding with no Pittsburgh.
Well, I'd like to see Pittsburgh win. To be honest with you, see a Pennsylvania team win over an SEC.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to
you used to dabble with the Berg at the Penn State. You used to get in that. You used to hang with the Berg at Penn State.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather see a Penn State team win a rivalry team of ours, and we play them. I'd love to see them over an SEC team. Clemson. Clemson needs to. I think Cleveland's a little bit overrated. They're a good team, but I think a little overrated.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you, Skip. I just don't think that Pittsburgh is good enough to beat that overrated team.
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh's gonna play tough.
Yep.
I mean, they're gonna play solid, but I think they play like they play Penn State tough because it's an in-state, it's a rival.
Yeah.
I think even though Clemson is kind of overrated, the younger guys have been on a big stage before.
They have. They know how to win. I give them that. They know how to win, and I think they'll do it. And of course we'll see what happens the fall week. I may let's see, what is our dates next week, man? Because maybe we get my dates straight here. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, let's see, next week we can Yeah, we can run a show next week, guys. Well, because we have we have to pick up the playoffs for then within the conferences yet. So we'll do a quick one on next week too, and then the following week, yeah, we can take a break after that the following week. Yeah, because the next big game we got to pick here, one of the big ones is where did I call that one at? Oh yeah, we already had it. Yeah, we already did Ohio State. Yeah, so we got one left, and that's Alabama and Georgia. And
that's gonna be a good game too. But I'm going Bama. I like the way that young quarterback is still playing.
Oh, yeah.
However you say his name, Tabukaboo. No, I'm messing around, but yeah, he's playing some great ball, man. He's really slinging that thing.
Hey, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
Alabama,
I'm with it.
Yeah. Well, I picked them to win it this year. Remember we picked our national championship picks it back at the beginning of the season. I think we all picked Alabama, didn't we?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jalen Hurts is still on the team, right? Yeah, we're playing no more, huh?
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, man. They got serious depth on that team, man. I mean, they're stacked and packed, and they play some ball, man. I'll tell you, they're going to bring it this year. I see.
Yeah.
And when we picked the Big Ten this year too, I picked Ohio State. I think did you pick them too, Jimmy? I think you picked them, didn't you?
For the Big Ten, yeah.
Yeah, we all picked them. So I'll tell you, man. If people were gambling, they could gamble on our picks, man. We got good numbers. We do better than Vegas. If they're gambling, they could bet on us, man. We got good picks.
Yeah, we might have to put our picks against Ohio State.
Yeah.
See what they got. See what they Letterman got. See what they Letterman got today.
Yeah, yeah.
They Letterman got today.
Yeah, so hey man, that's our picks this week. It'll be interesting to see how we did in these playoffs, and then next week how we did with that, and we'll stack them up again, and then we'll probably have some bowl ones. We'll do a show after we take a week or two off, and come back and do our bowl picks right before the bowl game start. And that'll be we do have a big program. What I'll try to do is email you guys the list of the picks for the bowls ahead of time, so we can go right down the line, because there's going to be at least like 30 bowl games or so this year. So lots of balling, man. We just do a show, just on picking. So that'll be some fun. But that wraps us up here tonight, man. We got it all in, man. Fast hour college football, just like that, man. It comes and goes fast. 14 weeks already, man. It's like we just started.
Yeah.
Been a lot of fun. So all right, hey, well, let's talk about what's up with Penn State. Good season. Glad they came up with the wins. Looking forward to the bowl. It's all going to be good, man. It's all good and gravy from here. So, it'll be. How much money do you think they're going to give the guys this year to spend? Think they're going to?
I don't even know how much they gave them last year.
Yeah.
Now, did you see the guys that got picked? Did y'all?
They got picked for a conference.
Yeah, no. I don't know if y'all caught any of those.
Yeah, I mean,
let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
No. I mean, 13 for Sharice Miller.
Okay, so
for a lot of guys.
Okay, so we had 2 selected All Big Ten first team on defense, senior cornerback Amani, and sophomore defensive end Yitter Gross. Matos earned top all conference honors. And then it says KJ Hamler was Penn State special teams honoree. Sharif Miller, third team coaches and media. Garrett Taylor, junior safety, was honorable mention. And then junior defensive tackle Robert Windsor, honorable mention. John Reed, cornerback, honorable mention. Senior safety Nick Scott, honorable mention. Freshman linebacker Michael Parsons, honorable mention. And then so that was the team.
All right. All right. Hey,
they had a lot of defense on there. A lot of defense.
They was on the field most of the year.
Well,
I mean, it was all defense. It was,
Yeah, that's a good observation, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We were talking about time of possession earlier, man. We're like, hey, man, we're still winning big, and the other team's still beating this time of possession, man. So those guys on D got some exposure for sure, you know.
Yeah. They definitely racked up a lot of stats.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, at least it helped towards the win, so it's what matters. Hey, I want to give a big shout out there too, because we didn't get to hear much of him this year. Dan the fan, he sent us a message, guys, and he wishes us a happy holidays and everything. And I told him we love him and we look forward to catching him here next year again. So he says it's been a different year for him, but we'll look forward to catching him again next year. I always liked him calling in. He'd give us, he'd always give us some good comments from the fan side. I always liked Dan, so shout out to him. So. All right, guys. Well, man,
of course, Dan the fan.
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, we've had some laughs with Dan the fan. He's awesome. So yeah, hopefully we'll catch him back here. Maybe we'll catch him here one of our picking shows here yet for the show with the year before the year winds out. Maybe we'll get him in for a few minutes to give us a shout, let us know what he's been up to. So yeah, hey now Yakova, we got to get with you next time because you kind of come at us with you having our guests. All of a sudden show up here at the studio and stuff with their pets and everything. And I'm like, man, I didn't know they're bringing it.
Oh, wow.
They had their dog in the studio.
That must have been all in your presentation. They must have loved your presentation because they couldn't help themselves. So you must have gave them a little of that fast talking on that auction. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't keep up with you. I don't know.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. So.
That was good, though, Skip. Yeah, they definitely appreciated that. But they did make a comment, though, Skip, about that Penn State Maryland pick. They didn't like the pick. Skip. They didn't like the pick.
I know.
No, they didn't like the pick.
Hey, I didn't want to give the pick, and that's what Jim and I were talking about earlier. I said, look, they almost beat Ohio State, and we played flat against Rutgers. I thought we could be. We couldn't rack up points on Rutgers. And I'm thinking, man, that's scary. And I thought if they play like they did against Ohio State, man, I could see us losing. That's why, and that's the same reason I picked Michigan to beat Ohio State, because I figured, man, if they're going to play Ohio State that way, Ohio State should have lost. That's why we all picked Michigan, So,
and you know what? No, that's a good point. But Rutgers actually played their last two games the best of the whole season. Like they played Penn State 20-7,
right?
And then they played Michigan State 10-14.
Hey, they played some tough ball there at the end, and that's
played, but they finished 0-9 in the Big Ten. 0-9.
Yeah, that's rough.
The Big Ten.
Yeah, that's
they were last ranked in the Big Ten.
Well, hey, here's something else to be. Let's wait and see what happens in the next week or two.
Illinois,
with a shakedown. Hey, well, Lovey got a new contract. We can talk about that next week too.
Oh man,
Lovey got a new contract. Well, we got to do it next week. Big Dude will be back. We'll talk about Lovey's contract.
Wow.
And he's sticking around there, man. They invested in that man heavily. So. And wait to see what happens.
Is that the truth, Skip?
It is. Yeah, Big Dude and I were talking about it earlier today. And he was hoping to get on. We were going to talk about Lovey. But, man, I'm telling you, wait to see what happens in the next week or two, because there's going to be the shakedown's going to start taking place, man, with these schools.
Well, that's just true. Coaches will always make moves. Moves.
It's going to shake down the next couple weeks. We'll have plenty to talk about, man. It'll be a lot of fun.
Man, these coaches act like they from Yonkers or something. I don't know, man. They over here trying to make these moves, man. So,
All right, guys. I love y'all, man. It's been a lot of fun. We're gonna wrap it up here. Jimmy, thanks so much for calling in. Yakov calling in. We missed Big Dude this time. We love him too. We'll catch him next week, and we'll call it a
wrap. What's the weather, Riz?
Oh no,
man, we already talked about that. 75.
Yeah.
We have 43 right now. 43.
Living large, man. Living large.
Let's wrap this thing up, man.
Fellas, y'all have a good one. Be safe.
Hey guys, thanks so much. Lord bless you. We'll catch you all here next week, man. On behalf of the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, the Cove, Yisrael. My name is Skip Drabblebis. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great night. We'll return to our regularly scheduled programming.
And what they've done, particularly with Khashoggi,
yeah,
it's the holding the nose quotient is over, clearly, for a lot of people in both parties. So significant developments in Mississippi last night, behind closed doors in the Democratic caucus. Nancy Pelosi is going to be the next speaker. And then this vote on the Senate floor, we're going to follow that very closely. When we come back, we will go to the House. We will talk to a newly reelected Republican from Ohio, Marie's home state, talking about his role now in the minority come next Congress. That is straight ahead. You're listening to Benson and Harf. We'll be right back.
The only place for balanced talk. End of discussion. Benson and Harf.